Okay, I'm really getting a late start on this. I gotta hurry. Today is February 18th. It's Sunday, and I'm doing my reading daily in the Word. And the part that I'm going to read today in Praying Through the Names of God by Tony Evans is page 109. The name of God is Elohei Mikkarov. Elohei Mikkarov, which means God who is near. The verse is Jeremiah 23:23. I am a God who is near. Elohei Mikkarov, declares the Lord, and not a God far off. In adoration, Elohei Mikkarov, you have commanded me to be strong and courageous, and not to be frightened, just as you spoke to Joshua so long ago. I am not to be dismayed because you, my Elohei Mikkarov, are near me wherever I go. Because of you, I'm able to freely live. I'm able to move forward and know you are there. You are the God of my praise, the God of my presence. Where I am, you are. There is nowhere I can go outside of you. I am yours, and I honor you with the words of my mouth, lifting up my hands for all to see that you are the one who brings my heart to a place of true praise. In confession to Elohei Mikkarov, you are near, you are not far from me, but I am sometimes far from you. When I feel distance between myself and you, you are not the one who has wandered. Forgive me for being so far away in my thoughts and in my heart. You are right here. You are with me right now. You are always with me. When I look for you, I find you. Yet forgive me for not seeing you when I am blinded by my own desires and my own pain. Make me know your presence, Elohei Mikkarov, so I can ever experience you in all that I do. In thanksgiving to Elohei Mikkarov, thank you for being near as well as far off. Thank you for being near as well as far off. I don't have to be anxious about the things I need because you are so close. You already know what I need. You stand at the door. You abide in my soul. Where can I go from your spirit? Thank you that I cannot flee from your presence. You are the God who is close to me, and I give you my gratitude for never abandoning me and never leaving me. In supplication, Elohei Mikkarov, may I know the grace of your presence by being aware of it. Will you cause things to happen in my life to help me recognize your nearness? And just give me the wisdom and the spiritual sight to and sensitivity to your nearness. I want to live my life in full awareness of you, Elohei Mikkarov. I don't want to spend another day or waste another opportunity not experiencing you. Excuse me. The full and abundant life is found only in you. Show me your hand, your heart, your love. Give me a sign of your abiding closeness in my life. And then today's reading is Numbers 21 and 22. Numbers 21, verse 1. And when King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he took Then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, If thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. The Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. And the people spake against God and against Moses, Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. They're complaining about the manna. Verse 6, And the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he may take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole. And it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it upon a pole. And it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. And the children of Israel sat forward and pitched in Oboth. And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched at Ajebarim in the wilderness which is before Moab, toward the sun rising. From thence they removed and pitched in the valley of Zered. From thence they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coast of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord that he did what he did in the Red Sea and in the brooks of Arnon. And I don't know what that's referring to it. Wherefore it said in the book of the wars of the Lord. That must not be canon or books that we have that were preserved. So I don't know what that's referring to. You need to be able to read it, what he did in the Red Sea and in the brooks of Arnon, and at the stream of the brooks that goeth down to the dwelling of Ar, and lieth upon the border of Moab. And from thence they went to Beer, that is the well whereof the Lord spake unto Moses, Gather the people together, and I will give them water. And Israel sang this song, Spring up, O wells, sing ye unto it. The princes digged the well, the nobles of the people digged it, by the direction of the lawgiver with their staves. And from the wilderness they went to Madanan, I think, and from Madanan to Naalal, and from Naalal to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is the country of Moab to the top of Pisgah, which looketh toward Jeshimon. And Israel sent messengers unto Sihon king of the Amorites, saying, Let me pass through thy land, and we will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will not drink of the waters of the well, but we will go along by the king's highway until we pass thy borders. And Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border, but Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Israel into the wilderness. And he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. And Israel smote him with the edge of the sword, and possessed his land from Arnon unto Jabbok, even unto the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, in Heshbon, and in the village there, and in all the villages thereof. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and taken all his land out of his hand, even unto Arnon. Wherefore they speak in Proverbs. Wherefore they that speak in Proverbs say, Come unto Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and prepared. For there is fire gone out of Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It consumeth Ar of Moab, and the lords of the high places of Arnon. Woe to thee, Moab! Thou art undone, a people of Chemosh. He hath given his sons that escaped, and his daughters, into captivity unto Sihon, king of the Amorites. We have shot at them. Heshbon is perished, even unto Dibon, and we have laid them waste, even unto Nophah, which reacheth unto Medeba. I'm pronouncing the names of these places best I can. Verse 31, Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites, and Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took the villages thereof, and drove out the Amorites that were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og the king of Bashan went out against them, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And the Lord said unto Moses, Fear him not, for I have delivered him into thy hand, and all his people, and his land, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst unto Sihon king of the Amorites, which dwelt at Heshbon. So they smote him and his sons and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land. Chapter 22 of Numbers. Verse 1, And the children of Israel set forth and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side of Jordan by Jericho. And Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, and Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many, and Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said unto the elders of Midian, Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak the son of Zippor was king of the Moabites at that time. He sent messengers therefore unto Balaam the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people, to call him, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall perish, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot that he whom thou blessest is blessed, and he whom thou cursest is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand, and they came unto Balaam, and spake unto him the words of Balak. And he said unto them, Lodge here this night, and I will bring you word again, as the Lord shall speak unto me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. And God came unto Balaam and said, What men are these with thee? And Balaam said unto God, Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, hath sent unto me, saying, Behold, there is a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And God said unto Balaam, Thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, Get you into your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you. And the princes of Moab rose up, and they went unto Balak, and said, Balaam refuseth to come with us. And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable than they. And they came to Balaam, and said unto him, Thus saith Balak the son of Zippor, Let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming unto me. For I will promote thee unto very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God, to do less or more. Now therefore I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say unto me more. And God came unto Balaam at night, and said unto him, If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose up in the morning, and saddled his ass, and went with the princes of Moab. And God's anger was kindled because he went. Yeah, but I thought he told him to go. Verse 20, and God came to Balaam at night, and said unto him, If the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. Then it says in 22, and God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his two servants were with him. And the ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in the path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side and a wall on that side. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself unto the wall, and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he smote her again. And the angel of the Lord went further, and stood in a narrow place, where there was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. And when the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with a staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass. I love this part. God's got such a sense of humor. The Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said unto Balaam, What have I done unto thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3 times? And Balaam said unto the ass, Because thou hast mocked me, I would there was a sword in my hand, for now I would kill thee. And the ass said unto Balaam, Am not I thine ass, upon which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? And he said, Nay. Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Now, he bowed his head, and he fell flat on his face, which is a posture of worship. Notice what the angel says. And the angel of the Lord said unto him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse before me. If it would have been an ordinary angel, and this wasn't a Christophanies, I think the angel would have told him, I'm just a man. Don't bow down to me. I think this is the Lord Jesus. And the ass saw me and turned from me these 3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee, and saved her alive. And Balaam said unto the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I knew not thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get me back again. And the angel of the Lord said unto Balaam, Go with the men, but only the word that I speak unto thee, that thou shalt speak. So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Verse 36. And when Balak heard that Balaam was come, he went out to meet him unto a city of Moab, which is in the border of Arnon, which is in the utmost coast. And Balak said unto Balaam, Did I not earnestly send unto thee to call thee? Wherefore comest thou not unto me? Am I not able indeed to promote thee to honor? And Balaam said unto Balak, Lo, I am come unto thee. Have I now any power at all to say anything? The word that God putteth in my mouth, that shall I speak. And Balaam went with Balak, and they came unto Kirjath Huzoth. And Balak offered oxen and sheep, and sent to Balaam and to the princes that were with him. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. And that's the end of today's reading. But look, it sounds like what Satan did with Jesus. And it came to pass on the morrow that Balak took Balaam and brought him up into the high places of Baal, just like Satan took Jesus up on a high place so that he could see all the land around him. And then it says that thence he might see the utmost part of the people. Sounds like a temptation movement to me. I'm going to read the next verse ahead, even though it's reading for tomorrow, because I don't remember. So this is tomorrow, but I just want to see what's going to happen, because I don't remember. Well, I know the end of it, but I don't remember these verses. So Numbers 23, verse 1. And Balaam said to Balak, Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams. And Balak did as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered on every altar a bullock and a ram. And Balaam said unto Balak, Stand by the burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me, and whatsoever he showeth me, I will tell thee. And he went to a high place. And God met Balaam, and he said unto him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered upon every altar a bullock and a ram. And the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, Return unto Balak, and thus thou shalt speak. And he returned unto him, and lo, he stood by his burnt sacrifice, he and all the princes of Moab. And he took up his parable, and said, Balak the king of Moab hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me, Jacob, and come, defy Israel. How shall I curse whom God hath not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord hath not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. Lo, the people shall dwell alone, and shall not be reckoned among the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my last end be like his. And Balak said unto Balaam, What hast thou done unto me? I took thee to curse my enemies, and behold, thou hast blessed them altogether. And he answered and said, Must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord hath put in my mouth? And Balak said unto him, Come, I pray thee, with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest see them. Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shall not see them all, and curse me them from thence. So I guess the reason why he's taking them, I thought it was to show off his land, but he took them up to a high place so he had a good view of all the armies of Israel. See him and curse them. And he didn't do it. So he's going to take them into yet another place. And he says, I pray thee with me unto another place, from whence thou mayest see them. But he says, Thou shalt see but the utmost part of them, and shall not see them all. So you're going to get another view of another part of them, but you're still not going to see them all. But from that place curse them. And he brought him into the field of Zophrim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bullock and a ram on every altar. And he said unto Balak, Stand here by the burnt offering, while I meet the Lord yonder. And the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, Go again unto Balak, and say thus. I gotta get a drink. Blech. I'm gonna quit. I gotta save some story for tomorrow, right? All right. I got done in time. So glad for that. Shouldn't put it off to the last minute. I've got literally 4 minutes left of today to be daily in the Word. But Tim was here, and he chopped up vegetables for me and got a start on some, because I said I'd make chicken soup. So he cut up some onions, some celery, and I went in and chopped them up some more because I thought they were too big. And I also cut up some carrots, and then I mixed the stuff together, put it in a pan, put the celery, the onions, and the carrots that I cut up in the pan. And he had cooked some chicken thigh for me. And I was like, it was a little bit. So I was like, wow, I want my chicken noodle soup to be more meaty than that. So I had a can of canned chicken, like a canned tuna, that kind of a flat round can. And I opened that up and put that in there. And then I opened a can of cream of chicken soup and added several cans of water and put it on to boil to cook the vegetables. That didn't take very long at all, about 5 minutes. So I finished off the soup, and we had some really, really good soup. He enjoyed it very much. He said it was very good. That's what we had for Sunday dinner, chicken noodle soup. I had been wanting chicken noodle soup all week, but I was just too sick. I had a can of chicken soup in the middle of the week, but that's canned soup. It's not as good as what I can make. Nope, I need another star. I didn't put a star on yesterday's. My little teeny tiny stars. They're so small. But they need to be small because they, when they make up these schedules, they don't double space it. So, there we go. You see the 18th, the last star. So, as you see, I got one circled and I don't have a star there. And that was when I was at the church retreat. I did do my reading that day. So, you see, it's the circled part does have an X over here. I did do the reading. I just started it so late when I went back to my room that when I finished, I looked up and it was after midnight. So I count that one missing, even though it's a technicality. But I want to be really honest about it. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Talk too much. Okay. Now, I'm thankful to God. So thankful. I think I'm just a tiny little bit still sinusy. But I'm pretty much, I'd say pretty much over the cold. And I'm thankful again. Excuse me. Not only that I'm over my cold and on the mend, that Tim never got it. So thankful for that, because it was miserable. And if it was COVID, I'm also over COVID. But I think if it would have been COVID, it would have taken a little bit longer to get over. So I think it was just a cold. And look, still a little bit. Still a little bit. And I also put some moisturizer lotion on my face because my nose is, it gets chapped from blowing my nose and stuff. All right, I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to upload this video and call it done.